We are now joined by the man himself, Paul Merson. There he is. Very good morning to you, Merson. Lovely to see you.
Morning, Rob.
Let's start with the game Saturday evening. You know what it takes to take a penalty in a shootout. Just explain to me, what is that pressure like and how cool did England look then?
They were amazing, absolutely amazing. I haven't seen penalties like that for a long, long time. For the age of the team, the players that stepped up, I can't express how much. I mean, you explained it better to me, Rob, one day when we were chatting about the plank on the floor, and then you put the plank up 50 feet, and it's still the same plank, but it's a different walk, and that's what it is. It is absolutely amazing what they've done. They were so comfortable. If you look at, Palmer, Saka, and they start off with two centre halves, this is why England, they win the tournament, in my opinion, because their squad is absolutely amazing. They make 4 or 5 subs, and the 4 or 5 players that come on do not weaken the team. It stays the same. So, for me, absolutely amazing. Can't talk highly enough about the penalties. Unreal.
Sorry, I just want to hear you say that again because it felt good. England are going to do what?
They'll win it. I've said it from day one. I said it'll be out of France and England do win this tournament, and I haven't changed my mind from day one. No team, France and England haven't hit the heights, nowhere near, and they're both in the semi-final of a major tournament. So it just shows you how good these two teams are to get where they've got without even getting out of third gear, really.
Yeah, what we saw at the weekend. By the way, Craig Bellamy appointed Wales head coach. We'll bring in more on that in just a moment. What we did see at the weekend was a change in formation, but yet still not as many chances as people were hoping for. Was there an improvement? And why didn't we see those chances?
It's still difficult. You're playing 3 at the back then. You're getting an extra defender, really. Teams sit back against us. Teams don't really have a go. They have goes for like little phases in the game where they might put a bit of pressure on for 4 or 5 minutes or 3 or 4 minutes, but they don't constantly have pressure. So we're having to break teams down, and it's hard. It's hard. These teams set up, they work week in, week out to sit 10 in front of the ball, and then they counter-attack with pace. It's not that easy. People sit there and think, we see Man City break teams down for fun every Saturday or Sunday or Monday night, but they are working every single day of the week on formations and how to break teams down and who they're going to play, and they know the players. It's not as easy as people. Everybody sits at home, and we all sit there, and everybody's sitting in the pub and they're watching it, and they're absolutely slaughtering the players. It's not that easy. I never really performed for England. I've been the first to admit. I know how hard it is. And I've been harsh with the team. They haven't hit the heights I expected, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And to do what they've done so far, to get where they got, this is where it starts. For Spain, everybody's going to me about Spain. Spain are in the last 4. It don't matter how well you've played. It all starts from now. Who turns up for these next 2 games? You turn up tomorrow, you turn up Sunday, you win them 2 games. In 20 years' time, when we're older, Rob, and we're chatting away, we go, my God, I didn't think we'd win a competition in my lifetime. We won't be saying, they struggled in them group games, didn't they? That goes out the window. No one, you can't tell me how France done in 1998 in the group games. No one remembers them.
Yeah, Italy in '82, wasn't it? Struggled to start with. They couldn't score a goal. Right, there has been some suggestion in places that Gareth Southgate should drop Harry Kane. Do I need to stand away from the screen a bit? What do you make of that?
Yeah, no, absolutely no chance. No chance. The man's world class. He hasn't got going yet, like Mbappe ain't got going. They turn up big games. Big games. You want your big players on the pitch. He hasn't done it yet. He hasn't been provided with service. Not had a lot of chances. We haven't had a million crosses. He hasn't had loads of chances. No chance. The man's world class, one of the best centre forwards in the world of football. And for me, you get him on the pitch, you keep him on the pitch. I was shocked when he come off the other day. I know he was tired, but I still have him for one of the penalties, even though the 5 were amazing. yeah, at your peril. Drop him at your peril. I tell you what, you drop him. I tell you what, Holland are having. You're getting Holland's team.
Well, it would give him a boost if that team sheet came out with his name not on it, wouldn't it?
100%, Rob. 100%. Yeah, honestly, unbelievable. You know, when people start talking like this, crazy talk, you know, absolutely crazy.
What we did see there in shot with Harry Kane was Phil Foden. He's come in for some criticism. How do England get the best out of him? Because there's no doubting his talent, is there?
Oh, the lad's a talent. Of course he is. He's an unbelievable player. Absolutely unbelievable player. Keep on getting him on the ball. Keep on getting him touches on the ball and keep on making runs. We don't make enough runs. There's not a lot of movement at the moment. It's a bit Subbuteo football. The only one who's really running without the ball is Bellingham sometimes and Saka. And that's why Saka was the best player on last weekend, because he got loads of the ball, but his movement was great. He wasn't standing still. He was moving the fullback, and he got on the ball a lot. Keep on giving the ball to Foden. Let him touch the ball. If he touches the ball 60, 70, 80 times in the game, he will rip teams apart. If he's touching it 10, 20, 30 times tops, and there's no movement, you're only as good as the movement around you. You know, and that's the way it works. You know, you have to have movement. At the moment, we haven't got that movement. But no, again, drop him at your peril. At your peril. This kid plays against packed defences week in, week out. And come what this weekend, Holland are going to come what tomorrow, Holland will do the same. They'll sit 10 behind the ball and they'll counter-attack. Yeah,
there could be changes at the back. You said Saka had a good game. Ezri Konsa for you, did he have a good game? And if you're sticking with a three, is Konsa perhaps because he's played full-back a better option as that three than Gay, or how do you see it?
I think Gay will be unbelievably unlucky if he doesn't get back in. I know Konsa done well, don't get me wrong, but I still go with Gay here, in my opinion. I think he's been outstanding. We have short memories. The first 3 or 4 games, he was the best player. So I think you go back to him. Konsa's done great to do what he's done, and you've got him ready if he needs to be. But for me, I would play him, and I'd definitely take the chance on Shaw now. Definitely take a chance on Shaw. You
would go for Shaw, even if it was only for, say, 60 minutes, just to give that balance on the left?
Yeah, I would give the balance. I would go nothing against Trippier. I'm a big fan of Trippier, but I think if you can get 60 minutes out of Shaw, I think it's better like that. I think you don't want to take that chance. You know, when he come on the other night, I was like, oh my God, you imagine if he breaks down here and he has to come off after 2 minutes. I think you're better off starting him, gives us balance, and then everybody knows what they're doing. They're singing off the same hymn sheet. But for me, yeah, I would play him nothing against Trippier, and then I'd bring Trippier on in the 60th minute or whenever Gareth wants to do it. I thought the other day he got a bit lucky, because I don't think if they hadn't scored, I don't see him changing if Switzerland never scored, I don't see him changing the team one bit. I wouldn't have seen him changing it.
Let's look at the Dutch. You played in that famous, or maybe you could call it infamous, game against them in '93 when England failed to qualify for the World Cup. Do I not like that? Linesman and all that went with it. Current manager Ronald Koeman scored in the 2-0 win that day. Wasn't sent off for bringing down David Platt. What are your memories? And is revenge a dish best served in Dortmund?
You know what? I don't know if any of these lads was born when that game was happening, were they?
I doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. So they ain't going to be bothered. Yeah, there's no revenge. Yeah, I remember the game. I had a free kick that day at the inside of the post and come out. I think it was 0-0 at the time. If that goes in, who knows? Qualify for the World Cup, and you know, the rest is history. No, this is a different team. They're a young team. You know, they can't remember that, which is good. We were struggling to qualify for World Cups and Euros then. Yeah, this team is a good team. They've got good players waiting to come on, you know, starting. They just got I don't know, just need a little bit of luck. Just a little bit of luck in the first 10, 15 minutes. And then you see the other night, Rob, weekend, as soon as they scored that goal, it was a different team for the next 20, 25 minutes. You know, they expressed themselves. They looked like the only team that were going to score. And then obviously the last 5 minutes of extra time, they got a bit panicky because, again, when we're chasing a game, we go and put on 3, 4, 5 forwards, and then all of a sudden you score the goal, and then, you know, Gareth would then rather than change his team back to what it was, where it's probably more solid and less chance of letting in a goal, but more chance of scoring a goal. So yeah, we're 2 games away. We're 2 games away from doing something that I didn't think would happen in my lifetime.
I think that game was in Rotterdam, I think. Was it the Rotter in Rotterdam,
yeah.
I think, was an easy headline that night. What a comparison, though, from that and 2 and a bit years later at Wembley Stadium when England came up against the Dutch and that 4-1 masterclass from England. What was the difference between that and how do you recreate that difference for England going into this game against the Netherlands tomorrow night?
A bit different. This in Germany. That was at Wembley Stadium. You know, the country at the time was absolutely buzzing through the Euros. The nation were behind. The song was phenomenal. The Three Lions song. You know, everything was great. They had a good team and they had movement. You know, you look at the goals, there was movement. You know, Shearer, Sheringham, you know, to start up front. You know, there's movement up there. There's guile. There's goal scoring. There's power. You know, this is what we need. We just need that little bit of movement. That movement comes with confidence. And when that confidence is up, this is a good team. You know, and that's what we need. That was the difference between there and then. Not much between the teams. You know, there's a lot of talent out in Germany. There was a lot of talent at Wembley that night. So for me, it's just a little bit of confidence and a little bit of luck. Get that first goal. You know, Holland will have to cut. I don't see Holland beating us. I'd be more shocked if Holland beat us than Switzerland.
Wow, I'm getting excited. I'm humming the football's coming home. Not quite singing it yet, but maybe humming it. And if you've heard me sing, that's most probably a good thing. OK, so I want to go into the mind of Paul Merson, which is always a wonderful journey. OK, so you've got England beating the Dutch. Scoreline,
yeah.
And then who do England beat in the final? Because you said England are going to win it.
Yeah, I think we beat Holland 2-0. I think we beat Holland 2-0, and then we play France in the final. I expect France to beat Spain. I think Spain have been good at times, and France haven't got going yet. And I think France will turn up for that game tonight. And I think it'll be an England-France final with England winning 2-1.
Wonderful. I've gone into the head of Paul Merson, which is a magical place to be. Just quickly before you go, bottom of our screen now, Craig Bellamy appointed Wales head coach, replacing Rob Page. Get your thoughts on that one. A great appointment for them and for Craig. Yeah,
so pleased for Craig Bellamy. Been in his company a couple of times. Really, really like him. He's a football man. And I think it's an amazing appointment. He's a Welshman through and through. And I think it's a great appointment for Wales, and hopefully they can qualify for the World Cup.
Always magical to speak to you, Paul Merson. Thank you very much indeed.